What if I told you empathy was overrated? Pop psychology keeps telling us all about the all importance of empathy. And empathy is important and has an important place in our relationships and just in our human structure of society. So yes, it is essential, but it's a little bit overrated in how it plays and how people approach it in relationships. Instead, what I recommend in my coaching practice is focus on discernment. Hi, I'm Dr. George Vergolius. I'm a clinical and forensic psychologist and an executive coach and life coach of 20 years. And I bring that to bear in offering tips and suggestions on navigating conflict and enhancing the relationships in your life. Now on discernment. Discernment is the ability to use wisdom and judge wisely in relationships. Let's unpack that a little bit because I think it makes sense to understand what we're really talking about. What it means is that we can empathize with someone's history, their backstory, their trauma, the baggage they brought from their childhood experiences and so on. And we can really understand and care about that and empathize with it without allowing them to use that as a crutch to mistreat us. And that's the important part. We can discern the difference between you might have reasons as to why you're mistreating me, but it doesn't mean that I have to go along with it. I can still set appropriate boundaries and limitations to what I'm willing to engage in that relationship. And I can do so in a way that protects my own sense of self and my own peace and harmony. Most importantly, it's discernment that allows us to make key distinctions between what somebody tells us, their words, and then what their behaviors show to us. I often talk about in my forensic practice that behavior never lies. Aside from how pleasing and ingratiating and comforting somebody's words are, at the end of the day, are their actions aligned with what their words are? That's the key in discernment. And when you approach it that way, discernment actually becomes your relationship superpower. So navigate that a bit, think about that. I also want to highlight, I talk an extensive amount about that in my workbook, The Conflict Whisperer. You can get it on the link below, or you can get it at the big site that begins with an A. All of it talks about the importance of understanding discernment in relationships and how to set boundaries and reach that pivotal moment where you really can be yourself and yet still empathize and feel for another. Give me a follow for more tips around conflict management and living your best life.